a quality problem with my Jeep knockoff bumper. Go figure. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Rob Motive JT. And that's right, I've got a quality problem with my Jeep Gladiator knockoff bumper. Now, if you're not familiar with this bumper right there, is a knockoff three-piece Rubicon style bumper. Came from a company over in China, and it was a lot cheaper. That's why I bought it. It was like a third the price of buying the Mopar style. But lessons learned, you get what you pay for, right? So as you can see today, it is a cloudy, rainy day out here in South Texas. I'm trying to get this video in before the next rain shower. And I happened to come out, I was looking at the bumper today, and I noticed something. And maybe you guys will notice right off the bat. If the lighting is right, you can see, I think, right there. You notice these areas, this area, and then there's another smaller one right over here. And when I got to looking at this morning, I thought, you know, that looks kind of bowed up a little bit. And I don't know if you can see the change in light when I push on it, but it is bowed up. You can see there's actually water underneath those spots, and I have a lot of them. There's one here, there's one here, here. Looks like a little bit right here, and also starting off right there. So it's all across this front part underneath the bar. Now, in looking at the rest of the bumper, I'm not seeing anything else. There are some touch-up spots I had to do here. Doesn't match real well. And then a little bit of roughness here. Looking at the other side, again, another little touch-up spot there. But I don't see any other issues with it. But you know that since we have these, and you know, the more I look at it, the worse it actually seems to look. It's just bubbled, and you know the paint is going to come off, right? It's just a matter of time. Once all this dries out, we get some bright sunshine on this Jeep, on the bumper here, that's going to come up. It's going to peel, and then, of course, I'm going to have a problem. I'm going to have exposed metal underneath, which, of course, will rust, ultimately. So I have a couple choices. You know, if you've seen any of the previous videos, I've talked about replacing that bumper with a different one, a much higher quality bumper and a much more expensive bumper, somewhere in the $1,100, $1,200 range, something like that. I really hate to spend that kind of money on top of what I already spent for this knockoff bumper. Again, lessons learned. If I'd have just bought the Mopar original, and I can show you that inside the garage here. My wife actually has it on hers. When I bought the bumper for hers, I bought the original Mopar style bumper. And you can tell just by looking at it, the paint, the finish on this is a lot better. There is no bubbling or bumps or anything like that on hers. Of course, in all fairness to the knockoff company, hers does sit in the garage. It's not outside, exposed to the elements. So it doesn't get beaten on by sun all day and then rained on, and even the cold. And I think that might be what did it. We had some rain, and then it got cold, supposedly down below freezing for a little bit. And I'm thinking maybe it froze. There was some moisture under there, and that's what started to cause the bubbling that I see now. Because I had never seen this before, and I do pay attention to it. I'm always out here looking at it just to see how it's doing, kind of to let you guys know and myself. So I think that might be what happened. We got the cold, there was some moisture under there, the water froze, of course it expanded and popped the paint up. Now it's going to come off. So the question is, what do I do? I could go ahead and sand it off, get rid of it myself, force the issue, and then go ahead and paint it. But unless I can get the whole surface cleaned off, which would be kind of a pain where it is, and with it being on the Jeep, you're going to be able to see where it was painted. I'm never going to be able to build up the next layer or the layers of paint to get it even with what's left around it. So you're going to be able to see it, and I think that probably would look worse than what it looks like right now. The other option, as I mentioned, is to go ahead and buy the new bumper. I do think that's the way I'm going to go. I did a video recently talking about putting lights on the front. My plan was to go ahead and put those lights right in front of the bar in these holes. But now that I have that, I don't think that's going to work. Have these brand new nice looking lights on here and then a ratty looking junker bumper below it. Not a good thing. Now, the good thing about this is the bumper simply bolts on. Back here behind this piece, there are 4 bolts, kind of a drag to get to, honestly. But you take those 4 bolts off, the next bumper just slides on because it's the same bumper that we put on my buddy Randall's Jeep Gladiator Mojave. And that's it. Transfer the fog lights, which I do have the smoked fog lights on here. I don't believe the new one comes with fog lights, so that's something I can transfer that I won't have to buy. And then also, I can mount D-rings on the front. Something else that I really like on the front of the Jeep, I don't mind these. These are okay, these little tow hook kind of things. And of course, I did paint them green. The D-rings or shackles, whatever you want to call them, that I would put on the front of the new one, they would be green as well. Or that's a good time to change the color theme. I've been talking about doing that on the channel as well. The good thing about having shackles on the front is you can take them off very easily, much easier than these hooks I have. So to kind of update or change the colors as I go, it'd be pretty easy to do. So I do like that part. Back here on the back, I do want to mention real quick, I do still have the OEM bumper. I did put a hook on the right side, as you can see there, and I did paint them green. But these are much easier to deal with. The bumper comes off with, again, I think it's 4 bolts, maybe 4 total, and that's it. And then you can just pull those hooks off and paint them however you want. Of course, I could change the coloring on the back. Those are from Tough Skins. They have different kinds, and they look really good. I think I would continue to go with some sort of color over the letters on the back like that, only because they really do look pretty nice. And then down the side, as well as a few touches in the interior, but that's simple. I do have the trail rated badge green, which I could change also. And then one other thing I do want to mention, if you like the overlays on the letters on the back, Tough Skins is coming out with some for the sides. They're still working on development of those, but we'll have those on the channel as soon as they're available as well. So it's a good time to go with a completely different theme. Maybe this is a good thing, kind of kick me to go ahead and buy a better bumper, something that I probably should have bought to begin with. I don't know, little word of caution, if you're looking at this bumper, you might want to paint it yourself if you get it, just so that you don't have to deal with this, or just spend the extra money and go with the Mopar, the OEM version. Anyway, leave a comment, let me know what you think. What would you do? Would you go ahead and replace the bumper because of that problem? Or would you just try to paint it, live with it like it is? Because it is a Jeep and it's going to get banged up anyway if you take it off-road. Leave a comment. I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels. Rob Motive, all about my 2020 Toyota Tacoma, and Rob Motive FST, all about full-size trucks. Right now, my brand new Ram 1500. Check them out, and if you're interested, why not subscribe? Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.